Hello everybody, this is again Aleksandr Semenenko from Voronezh. After a long break, I'd like to talk today about my recent report. My cats are greeting you. Yes, they are playing, so please don't be disturbed by this. Uh, um, some days ago, it was on the 7th of December. I had a report. I made a report at the All Russian Conference, scientific conference, at the Voronezh State Art Institute. It was devoted to the shield argument as a proof of Aryan warriors' dispersal out of the Sindhu Valley to Iran, Syria, Anatolia, and eventually Europe. Girls, don't do this, please. You are too noisy. They are fighting, my two cats. So, 2 years ago, I wrote and uploaded on academia site an electronic book on the shield argument, but there were some new discoveries made by me and by other people supporting and corroborating my conclusions. Today I'm going to talk about this book. Please show 95% of illustrations are taken from this book, published online in 2020. It has some 617 illustrations dedicated to 7 Indo-European cultures. And I also want to turn your attention to my YouTube channel. This is my video report made during this all Russian scientific conference. It is called Shield Argument, so you may watch the video, but it is in Russian. And now I'd like to talk to my English viewers, English-speaking viewers. So I'm going to talk about the Shield Argument as a proof of Indo-European and particularly Aryan warriors' dispersal, migration from the South Asia further west up to Atlantic Europe. Speaking about shield, I mean so-called violin-shaped shield or fiddle-shaped shield. It is also called side-scooped shield or side-recessed shield because it has semicircular or circular, round or half-round or oval recesses at its sides, both of its sides. It may also have an inside-directed concavity, or two inside-directed concavities at its sides. So scooped shield, side-scooped shield, violin-shaped shield, or fiddle-shaped shield. And I will follow my conference presentation. So let's talk about it. The earliest specimen of this violin-shaped shield or side-recessed shield is to be found in the mature Harappa civilization. It is a seal from Chanhudara, from Sindh. It is the southern part of the Sindh Valley in South Asia, now Pakistan. It is dated from 2600 to 1900 BC. Please show it. So we have here a big shield placed next to or among two, between two bowmen. So it is definitely a shield. It is definitely a piece of armor. My cats are noisy. Sorry for this. Now, but then we have also Sanoli or Sanauli cemetery. We have two cemeteries there. One is earlier and the second is later. The early that is the earlier. It is dated by approximately from 2100 to 1800 BCE, and we have a cenotaph 28. Here was discovered a model of a shield with inside directed concavities at its side. It is also it was also covered by special we may say plaques, arrow-shaped plaques, originally 6 rows, and each row had 6 pieces, 6 plaques in it. Next is cenotaph 106 of the same cemetery. Here we have also this violin-shaped or fiddle-shaped object. It has 5 rows of stair-tight inserts or inlays in it, and copper sheath was placed on this model shield. And what is very interesting is the fact that at one of its shorter sides, here it is at the top of the illustration, we have a round made by stair-tight inlays. Then we have I'd like to I think that this seal, the shield in this seal, Chanhudara seal, and these two model shields, they are definitely unmistakably the prototype to the much later ivories used ivory board games. It was called this game was called The Jackals and the Dogs, and it was introduced in the Eastern Mediterranean region at least from 22nd century BCE. Please look at this one. It is from Megiddo. It is dated from 1300 to 1200 BCE. Now it is in Oriental Institute Museum of the University of Chicago, and it has this very oval shape. It has oval side recesses. And it also has a round detail at its top, like this one much earlier model from Sanoli. So it is definitely the derivative of this much earlier form. It is not a shield, but the form is definitely a derivative from, it is derived from these prototypes. And we have more ivory board game tables from Israel. These are fragments dated by the same time, 1300 to 1200 BCE. Northern Cemetery, Beit Shan, Israel, grave 7. So it was of the very same shape. And now we turn to the famous, to the second of the Sanoli. This is one of my cats, Plusha. She is noisy, so please forgive her. And now let us turn here. So the second cemetery, it is later Sanoli cemetery. It is dated around 1900 BCE, and we have grave 3. It was left by the archaeological culture of copper hoards and oak pottery. So it is local. We have here the shield with inside directed concavities at its sides, longer sides. Also a copper torch. A copper torch, a copper antenna hilted sword, and a chariot. So this is the other picture of the same, the shield. Now the comparison by the Indian archaeologists of these model shields and a real one from Sanoli. The results of computerized axial tomography, and we have here the traces of many nails, copper nails. Pay attention to this. And we also have the reconstruction of the appearance of these Sanoli warriors using these shields with side recessed shields, or we may say inside directed concavities at its sides. So now we move to the other region, to Greece and to Mycenaean and Minoan civilizations of ancient Greeks. We have a great many artifacts. They are beads, they are figurines of gold and lazuli. They are dated from the first centuries of the second millennium BC to the middle of this millennium and even later. So they are made of crystal, they are made of obsidian, they are made of different materials, and they belong to different kinds of figurative arts. These are two Minoan jugs. They are dated to the 17th century BCE. They are from Santorini, Museum of Prehistoric Theatre. So they have the symbol of the figure of 8 shield, which is definitely derived from the Harappan Sanoli kind of shield with side recesses or with inside directed concavities at its side. Then we have a bronze dagger and it has inserts made of gold and silver, depicting warriors. Two of them are carrying this figure of 8 shield. It is from the shaft grave 4 of the famous Mycenae, famous fortified city of the Greeks. Now we have great many seals. This is the gold seal from the shaft grave 3 in Mycenae, dated by the 16th century BC. It depicts the fight between two warriors. One of them is carrying this figure of 8 shield. And we have also K.i.н. Amygdala shaped seal, also from the very same shaft grave 3 of Mycenae, also depicting two warriors fighting, each of them carrying this figure of 8 shield. Then we have a silver vessel from the shaft grave 4 at Mycenae, 16th century BC, National Archaeological Museum of Athens, also in the shape, in the form of this figure of 8 shield. Then we have a silver vessel from the very same shaft grave 4, also with the depiction of two warriors armed with this figure of 8 shield. Then we have some Mycenaean round seals. These are the drawings of these seals. They are dated from 1600 to 1450 BC, I'm sorry, and they depict fights between warriors, pairs of warriors, couples of warriors. One of them is equipped with this figure of 8 shield. One more Mycenaean vessel, dated from 1600 to 1400 BCE, from the grave at the modern Antheia, Archaeological Museum of Messenia, Kalamata. It is decorated with the drawings of the figure of 8 shield symbols, many of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and much more. So we have a finger ring, Acropolis of Mycenae, dated from 1580 to 1430 BC, and a warrior, probably a figurine of a warrior, is depicted in it, and he is equipped with a figure of 8 shield. Then we have a necklace, a gold necklace from Nkomi, Cyprus. Yes, this is my second cat. Look at her. She is called Lapulia, and she is very noisy and she likes to talk. So Lapulia, don't disturb us, please, go. So let us turn. It is kept in the British Museum, London, and it's dated by the middle and the second half of the 2nd century BC, and it has 2 beads, gold beads, in the shape of the figure of 8 shields, here and here. So parts of the necklace. Then we have more Mycenaean burnt K.i.н. or not burnt K.i.н. seals, dated from 1475 to 1300 BC and 1470 to 1315 BC. Both are kept, first is kept in the British Museum, London, and the second in the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston. And they are, the first has the shape of the oval shield with side recesses at both sides, and the second is also decorated among the other depictions with an image of a figure of eight shield. We have a bull here and a figure of eight shield. Now the famous Griffin warrior grave next to Nestor Palace at Pylos, dated around 1450 BCE. This is just a great piece of art, and it depicts a fight between three warriors. One has already fallen and two are fighting, and one of them is equipped with a figure of eight shield. Minoan round ring dated 1450 to 1350 BCE. It is Cretan. It is from the British Museum, London, and it also has a figure of eight shield. And one more hematite Cretan Minoan seal, dated to 1450 to 1300 BCE from the British Museum, and also has the depiction of the figure of eight shield. Then we have wall murals reconstructed. They from the main staircase of the Knossos Palace, Crete, dated to 1450 to 1300. Now they are kept at Heraklion Archaeological Museum, Crete. And they depict these big figure of eight shields. It was very popular in Greek culture. We have a great many ivory models of different sizes from Epana Archane. It's 9 kilometers to the south of the Knos ruins, dated to 1400 to 1350. Now kept at Heraklion Archaeological Museum, Crete. Great many figure of eight shields depicted as models from ivory. Ivory is precious material. So one more gold necklace from Nkomi, Cyprus, dated 1400 to 1200 from the British Museum, London, and it consists of many models of the figure of eight shields. Then we have Mycenaean fragmented plaque of ivory, Delos Island, dated 14 or 13 centuries BCE, depicting a warrior with a figure of eight shield. Then we have one more black steatite seal, round shaped, dated 1375 to 1130, British Museum, and it has an image of the oval shield with inside directed concavities at its both along sides. And also we have a finger ring, we may say seal ring, dated 1340 to 1200 BCE, from Cyprus, also from the British Museum, and it also has the very same image. Compare. More wall murals. The first one is from Tyrins or Tyrins, a famous fortified settlement of the continental Greeks, dated to 1325 to 1250 BCE. The original is now kept at National Archaeological Museum at Athens. And one more wall mural. It is from the south western building of the cultic center of the Mycenaean Acropolis, dated by the 13th century BC, now kept at Archaeological Museum of Mycenae. We have this very same figure of 8 shield. I hope my cats are not making too much noise for me to be heard properly by you. So next illustration, or next two illustrations, next to Mycenaean wall murals, 13th century BCE, National Archaeological Museum Athens, again two figure of 8 shields. So as we see, the image of the side scooped or side recessed shield, or figure of 8 shield, or a shield with inside directed concavities at its sides, longer sides, was widespread in Minoan and Mycenaean Greek culture of the first and second halves of the second millennium BCE. And now we turn to a totally different culture of Indo-Europeans. It is Hittite culture of Asia Minor or Anatolia. The first artifact is a Hittite cylinder seal from Syria. My cat is making some noise. Please pause. Sorry for the stop. I had to move both of my cats out of the room not to disturb me. So, a Hittite cylinder seal dated to 1400 to 1200 BCE from the British Museum. We have a deity here. Because deities in Hittite mythology are usually depicted standing on different animals. In India, these animals are called vahanas. So we have a bull, and a deity is standing on this bull, and this deity is holding a figure of 8 shield in his arm, here and here. Then we have four buildings built by the order of the famous Ramses the Second, pharaoh of Egypt, who reigned by different estimations between 1304 to 1212 BCE. They are his burial temples, and they depict the so-called Kadesh battle cycle. So they are dedicated to the famous Kadesh battle, in which Egyptian charioteers met and fought with the Hittite charioteers. And there are many Hittite chariots with Hittite warriors depicted on the walls of these buildings. This relief is from Abydos burial temple of Ramses II, and it depicts this kind of oval shield having side recesses in the hands of Hittite charioteers. One more, again Hittite chariot warriors, the very same site, Abydos. One more, and not only charioteers but also infantrymen. Here we have a soldier equipped with this, foot soldier equipped with this kind of shield with side recesses or inside directed concavities at its longer sides. Again, the same site, Abydos burial temple of Ramses II, and we have this kind of shield in the on the hand of the Hittite warrior. The same. And the other, Ramesseum, Luxor, burial temple of Ramses II. We have this kind of shield. It has deep side recesses at its both longer sides. Also a Hittite chariot. The same site, Ramesseum, Luxor, and again this kind of shield. Again, the same site, Ramesseum, Luxor, and the same kind of shield. The same deep half oval side recesses, side scooped shield. And the same here. And one more, this is a rock temple of Ramses II, Abu Simbel relief. Again, Hittite warriors, charioteers are equipped with this kind of side recessed shield, side scooped shield, or fiddle-shaped shield we may call it, or violin-shaped. Even after the fall of the Hittite Empire at around 1200 BCE, the image and the very same shield continued to be used by the late Hittite and Luvian, that is Indo-European warriors of the southeastern Anatolia and Syria. Here we have a relief from Zengerli, northern Syria. It is now kept in Vorderasiatisches Museum, Berlin, dated 1000 to 700 BCE, and we have a warrior equipped with this kind of shield, and two more reliefs from the same site dated by the same time, and they hold these oval shields with inside directed concavities, and the second one looks more like an figure of eight shield. So they were still spread among the late Hittite kingdoms, in the late Hittite kingdoms. Then we move again to Greek island of Crete, Phos Hod. We have gold plaques. They are in the shape of the so-called dipylon shield, but they are probably earlier because they are dated from the 900 to 700 BC Heraklion Archaeological Museum. They have also swastika, one of them has also two swastika symbols, which is also often presented, demonstrated in the shields and on different artifacts from the mature Harappan civilization. And one more, two of them. Now we turn our attention to the geometric pottery of the Greeks, dated by the 8th century BCE, and we have great many kinds of late geometric pottery decorated with the drawings of this dipylon kind of shield. It is the very same Harappan Sonoli kind of shield because it is oval or round, and it has deep or not so deep oval or round or half oval or half round side recesses, so it is violin shaped. It is depicted as the piece of equipment of the warriors. real piece of equipment, and it is also depicted as a symbol. So I'm not going to speak much about each vessel. Just look at them. They're different from different museums and so on. These two, then next, fragments. They mostly come from Athens, Athenian. They are called dipylon because the majority of the Athenian artists decorating these vessels, they lived around the or in the Dipylon district of Athens, next to Dipylon gates. The Dipylon master and his school. They are dated from the beginning to the end of the 8th century BC. And this one is from the grave 23 of Thrace. So not from Athens, but from Thrace, the other Greek city. And these jugs, they also have the symbol of the shield, not the piece of equipment as here, but as a symbolic representation. And not only pottery, but also bronze figurines were made with the depiction of this very kind of shield. Now we have a bronze figurine from Karditsa, Thessalia, dated by the first half of the 7th century, from National Archaeological Museum in Athens, a warrior equipped with this dipylon shield. Then we turn to the next stage, archaic and classical epochs of the Greece civilization. Here we have the Proto-Corinthian vessel. It is from the grave B, Lechaion necropolis next to Corinth, dated by 690 to 680 BCE. This is a drawing. And we also have a molding on the vessel, Pythos, from Naxos island, dated by 660 to 650 BCE, a drawing. We have here this kind of shield, Harappan Senoli shield. But the vast majority of the depiction of this kind of shield, it started to be called Boeotian shield, because of the great many coins with the depictions of this kind of shield. What is interesting here, we have on some shields we have the depiction of scales, of scale plaques, and even we have the depictions in some pictures. We have the depictions of nails holding these scales to the bottom of the shield. So this is a black figure vessel from Corinth, not from Athens, Metropolitan Museum, 590 to 570 BC. So we see this kind of shield. It was still used and widespread and honored. And then great many Athenian black figure vessels, all different kinds of them, amphoras, hydrias, lekyths, plates, cups of different kind. and this shield was often depicted as a piece of equipment. Starting from the beginning of the 6th century BC and up to the end of the 4th century BC, but not only in Athens. Again, scale covering of this kind of shield, and this is a famous mythological scene. It depicts one of the famous Greek heroes, Achilles, and here we have the scene of handing this kind of shield to him. This shield of Achilles was made by Hephaestus, god, smith god of the Greek mythology. So it is of divine origin. And more Achilles, and again this kind of shield, and more. And now we see 3 shields at once. And one of them has the traces of nails, depictions of nails holding the scale plex to its bottom. Again Achilles in an ambush next to Troy. And this is a very famous scene when Ajax is transporting the corpse, the dead body of Achilles, to their camp, and both of them are equipped with this kind of shield. Again, a mythological theme scene. This is Achilles' son, Neoptolemus, and he is killing Priam, the Tsar of Troy, holding by the legs his grandson. And he's equipped with this very same kind of shield. And this is the suicide of Ajax. Again, he's equipped with this kind of shield. And a very interesting scene here. This is not just a black figure vase, but a black figure on the white ground amphora. So another kind of pottery from Athens. It is dated by the second half of the 6th century BCE from Louvre Museum, and here we have the depiction of Hercules and his patron Athena, goddess, and he is equipped with this kind of shield, as often. 2 more warriors. And now this is the battle of the gods and the giants, and one of the giants is depicted holding this kind of shield. The game board play of Achilles and Ajax, and both of them have their kind of shields. Again, ambush of Achilles, this shield. The play with this shield. Again, we have 3 Amazons battling, fighting with Hercules, and 2 of the Amazons are equipped with this kind of shield. One more battle. Here we have the gods watching this battle, and one of the warriors is equipped with this kind of shield. Again, the scene of transporting of the dead body of Achilles to the Greek camp by Ajax. One more, and again Hercules, in the presence of Athena, is equipped with this kind of shield battling. Again Hercules and Amazon battling, and he is equipped with this kind of shield. Again, the fight between 2 heroes in presence of gods and goddesses, and both of the warriors are equipped with this kind of shield, among them Hercules. One more plate with the scale covering of this kind of shield, like compared to Senoli covering. And now Achilles transporting the dead body of Hector to his camp, and he is equipped with this kind of shield. Again, the scene of the killing of Priam by Neoptolemus, Achilles' son. And it is a very interesting scene. Here we have the end of the Troy siege. Aeneas, a forefather of Romans, is transporting his old elderly father from Troy, destroyed by Greeks, and he is equipped with this very same kind of shield. Again, the transportation of the dead Achilles. Again, the playing of Achilles and Ajax. And a very interesting scene, a legendary people of Lapiths battling with half men, half horses. And one of these Lapiths is equipped with this kind of shield. Hercules, the play of Achilles and Ajax. Again, Aeneas carrying his father from Troy, fleeing from Troy. And now Hercules carrying the dead Amazon and equipped with this kind of shield. Not only vessels but also bronze figurines depicted this very same kind of shield, and we even have these scale cover plate plex depictions. Not only black figured vessel from Athens, but also red figure vessels from Athens depicted this kind of shield. This is the scene when Priam begs Achilles to let him take the dead body of his son Hector, and we have this kind of shield depicted in this scene. Again, the battle of an Amazon and Hercules. And this is an unknown god, or probably angel from Greek mythology, equipped, or maybe a spirit of the fallen warrior. It is winged, it flies, and it has this kind of shield. Red figure vessel, and a seal from Cyprus, from the British Museum, 500 to 580 BC, and a fallen warrior with this very same kind of shield of the ocean or form, or we may say Harappa Sanoli form. More depictions. Athena is fighting equipped with this very same kind of shield. Again, a goddess, unknown, some goddess, but some unknown goddess, but with this kind of shield. Again, a red figure vessel. Again, Hercules and his opponent, and they are both in the presence of Athena. They are equipped with this kind of shield. And here we have a red figure vessel, dated, even two vessels, dated by bowls, dated by 490 and 490 to 480 years BC. They both depict the scene of Hephaestus, god Hephaestus, producing this kind of shield for probably for Achilles, or maybe for Memnon, because Memnon was also a Greek hero, epic hero, equipped with this kind of shield. A red figure emperor, dated by 480, with the depiction of this kind of shield. And now we turn to the other Indo-European civilization, Aryan civilization. It is ancient Iran. It is the palace of one of the greatest Persian Achaemenid Tsars, Darius I. He reigned from 522 to 486 BCE, and his palace was decorated with many reliefs of his bodyguards, Persian bodyguards, national personal bodyguards, and they are equipped with this very same kind of shield. Many depictions. So it was a national Persian, Iranian, Achaemenidan piece of armor, so to say. Persepolis, one of the capitals of the Persian Empire. They are all from there. And now we turn to Boeotia, given the name to this shield of this archaic and classical Greece, because of great many coins from Boeotian, Thracian, and South Italian Greek city-states and regions. They produced silver coins, and these silver coins carried an image of this kind of shield on them. They are from Thebes in Boeotia, from Capais in Boeotia, starting from 500 BCE and up to the 360 BC, mostly from Boeotia. Pharai, Boeotia, Akraphia, Boeotia, different city-states. Aliartas or Galiartas, Boeotia, again Thebes, a very interesting coin from Tarent city in Calabria, southern Italy, dated 425 to 415 BCE, Münzkabinett der Staatlichen Museen zu Berlin, coin cabinet of the State Museums of Berlin. And here we have a dolphin, and a rider sitting on this dolphin is equipped with this kind of shield. And one more city-state, different region, Thasos city on the Southwest island. It is off the Thracian coast, Aegean Sea. It is dated by 404 to 340 BCE, and here we have Hercules depicted with his bow, and a Boeotian shield is placed next to him. More Galiart or Aliartos, Boeotia, 400 to 375, Numismatic Museum, Athens. And Heronia or Hyronia, Boeotia, also. Boeotian Union, 395 to 335 BC, the same union, the same date. Not only silver but also bronze coins were decorated with this image of this kind of Boeotian shield. This is a bronze coin from Hyronia or Heronia. In English it is Kyrenia or Kyrenia, dated 360 to 340, and we have this image of this shield. And in the end of the 4th century BCE, this shield was several times depicted by the artists of the red figure vessels from southern Italy, Apulia. This is one of them. It is earlier. It is dated 360 BCE. We have here the scene from epic poems depicting the theft of the horses by a Greek epic hero whose name was Diomedes or Diomede, and he stole these horses from Thracians, and they are sleeping, and they are their shields are of the same kind, are of the same shape. And more, 340, Altes Museum, Berlin, Antikensammlung. And also not only Thracians but also Amazons and their queen. She was, according to the Greek legends, she was of divine origin because Ares was her father. Her name was Hippolyta, and she is depicted here with this kind of shield on a vessel dated 330 to 310 BC from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It is from Apulia, southern Italy, Greek culture. Also a bronze coin from Libadia, Boeotia, the last half of the 4th century BCE, with the depiction of this kind of shield. And after the conquest of Boeotia and of Greece by the Macedonian Tsars Philip II and Alexander the Great, they started to issue coins with the depiction of this Boeotian shield. This is the silver tetradrachma of Philip II, dated from 359 to 336. And here we have this Boeotian shield depicted between the front legs of the king's horse, stallion. And also his two gold coins dated from 345 to 336. And here we have the Boeotian shield depicted between the front legs and the hinder legs of the horses of a biga, two-horsed chariot. And his son continued to use this image on his coins. Now we have the Alexander the Great's silver tetradrachma. It depicts a Greek god, Jupiter, Zeus in Greek mythology, and an eagle is sitting on his right hand, and a Boeotian shield is depicted in front of him. And one more Alexander the Great's gold coin, and it has the symbols of Hercules, a club, a bow, and a Boeotian shield. It is dated from 330 to 323 BC. And even copper coins of Alexander the Great also were depicted with this kind of shield. And even after his death, this kind of shield was still placed on his coin with his name. This is a silver coin tetradrachma from Pella, the Macedonian capital. It's dated 315 to 310 BC. So we see that this Harappan Senauli kind of shield is deeply rooted in the Indo-European Greek culture, up from the beginning, starting from the beginning and up to the Roman conquest. And now turning to Rome, we know that according to Roman historians Tit Livy and Plutarch, the Harappan-Sanauli kind of shield was a tutelary custodian of the Rome city itself. And according to Plutarch, it is depicted as having these recesses, side recesses, or inside directed concavities at the very at the thickest point of this shield, that is in the middle. So, and to corroborate this interpretation, we may use the coins of the famous Caesar. So this is one of his silver coins, and it depicts this kind of shield. It has inside directed concavities. But what is more important, a person who was ordered by Caesar to issue coin under his name, Mark Metius, he issued coins in 44 year BCE, and they are decorated with the chariot scene. A Juno goddess, a very famous Roman goddess, is equipped with this very same kind of oval shield, having at both sides, having inside directed concavities. That is the Sanauli type shield. And two more coins of this person of the very same date. They're from British Museum, and they have this very kind of shield. And we have even the depictions of some plaques or some covering, some scales on the outer surface of this shield, like that from Sanauli. And then this kind of shield is depicted as belonging to two more Indo-European cultures of the Gauls, Celtic tribes. And how do we know this? Because those Caesar's officers, commanders who led wars in Gaul, they depicted the trophies, Gaul trophies, and among them they depicted this figure of 8 shield, or a shield with inside directed concavities at both of its longer sides. Mark Junius Brutus, 43-42 BCE, and the same. And one more, and more, and more. And even gold aureus of Mark Junius Brutus of the same date, with the same kind of shield. And more gold coins. And one more person, Mark Antonius, 37 BCE, also depicts this figure of 8 shield, or an oval shield with inside directed concavities at both of its sides on his coins, as trophies probably from Gaul. But there is one more opportunity. Speaking about Mark Junius Brutus, we know that he led a successful war against Thracians, and these short spears and this kind of sword is they're typical of Thracia. So maybe not only Gallic but also Thracian kind of Harappan-Sanauli kind of shields were depicted on Brutus coins. And this is supported and corroborated by the several depictions of Thracian shields of the same kind on the South Italian Greek pottery, red figure pottery. And turning to the Gaul itself, we have silver coins from Gaul, dated from 300 to the BC to the beginning of the Common Era, and they have the schematic symbolic depiction of this figure of 8 shield, as a piece of equipment of its riders, horse warriors, and more. And more. So, what are the conclusions to this report, and what is the core of the shield argument? The shield argument helps us to unite the information about at once 7 Indo-European tribes: Indo-Aryans, Iranians, Persians, Hittite or Nicetaluvians, Greeks, Romans or Italics, then Gauls or Celtic tribes, and Thracians. All of them used this kind of shield. But the analysis of the spread and of the chronology of this kind and of typology of this kind of shield gives us an inevitable conclusion, leads us to an inevitable conclusion that it firstly appeared in India, in the mature Harappan civilization, and spread from there, carried by the warrior tribes of Indo-Europeans, starting, say, from the last centuries of the 3rd millennium BC. This is a very strong argument for the Indo-European dispersal out of the South Asia through Iran, Syria, Asia Minor, Greece, to Italy, Thracia, and as far west as Atlantic Europe as Gaul. So the out of India theory of Indo-European dispersal has been again proved by the other argument, archaeological argument, which is definitely can't be easily refuted. I can't see how it can be refuted. The only non-Indo-European culture which had this kind of shield, Harappan Sonoli, was Etruscan culture. But the appearance of this kind of shield in the Etruscan culture may be easily explained by the contact with at least 3 Indo-European peoples, tribes, that is Italic or ancient Roman, that is Greek, and that is Celtic tribes. And the Etruscan themselves, according to one version, they may have been traced from the Asia Minor. So again from Hittite shields of the Hittite Empire, or from this region of contact between ancient Greeks and ancient Hittites. All other peoples of the Far East of the ancient world, they didn't have this kind of shield, only Indo-European warriors. So I think that after this report you will pay more attention to this Russian book of mine and to my YouTube video report from this All-Russian Scientific Conference. And I ask you to spread this information through all the ways possible. And concluding my report, my today's speech, I'd like to thank my young daughter Sophia for acting as my video operator. Thank you, Sophia, very much for your patience and for your efforts. And I also would like to apologize for my mistakes made by me while presenting you this video. Hope it is not the last video of mine. See you next time. Bye bye.